For most people, actually starting their YouTube channel is literally the hardest thing they've ever had to do. I know, I did it myself, and I did it in one of the hardest niches here on the platform, gaming. But from that experience, I want to share what I've learned as far as my tips, tricks, advice, and tools, and I've tried to put it into a simple format that I've nicknamed the NewTuber Internship. And I say that specifically because I think it helps to focus your attention to what this is actually going to be like starting a channel from scratch, or getting back to basics if you've been around the block a little bit but you're just not experiencing the growth that you want. So that being the case, let's talk a little bit about internships. What are they? In fact, let's even go a little further back to talk about where did internships come from. Well, internships evolved out of what used to be called apprenticeships. And apprenticeships go way back. The most well-known apprenticeships are often like the blacksmiths, and some people are familiar with perhaps carpenters and such, and most people automatically think of going back to the Middle Ages or the Old West, that sort of thing. And all of those facts are true. For your reference, apprenticeships are still alive and kicking today, largely with our trade, with our skilled labor trades, such as not so much blacksmith, but welders now, still carpenters, plumbers, electricians, hard-working positions that, quite frankly, as I sit in a nice house with electricity, running water, the ability to brew a hot coffee, for all you tradesmen out there, I respect you and I appreciate you. But it just kind of goes to show that the concept of apprenticeship, in which basically a younger, inexperienced person would come under the teaching of someone who knew the trade. All right? And this would be something that would go on for years. It was not uncommon for someone to begin their apprenticeship around 12 to 13, and they would stick into it until they were 20, 22, 23. All right, 7 to 10 years was not uncommon. Think about that. A decade learning a skill. No, I'm not going to ask you to spend 10 years learning YouTube. But I want you to have that understanding of this is what people did for literally centuries. I mean, apprenticeships, we know for a fact that they were alive and kicking well back in the Middle Ages, back in like the 12th century, and I do believe that they go even further back, so probably millennia here. And they were very much in play all the way up into the modern, factory industrial age. When we get to the factory and industrial age and we start looking more at the mechanized clock and machinery starting to manage the schedule and starting to urbanize things more, and we start to see a more urban population, and we start to see more businesses grow up, and that's when we start to see a transition from apprenticeship into internship. And because of things like the clock and the schedule, we got away from training going over years to an internship generally being about a year after an individual had completed some at least basic education, notably graduating high school, later college. So there is still training going on. And the current internship that most individuals are aware of today is basically that 1 year time with the mentor, with the organization in which you're not getting paid. You are putting in a ton of work while you're expected to learn on the job. And I think that is the perfect picture of how to approach growing your own YouTube channel. Starting from zero, you need to learn how to do this stuff. There's a lot to learn. You need to do the work. There is no substitute for punching record, working the process, and putting product on your channel. The best way to learn YouTube is to do YouTube. Now, that's not to say you just throw anything on there. That's what this internship is designed for, is to help teach you what to look for, what to look at, how to grade yourself, how to improve those grades, so you can be producing the type of video that will actually attract the views and the subscribers that you want to build the channel you want. Does that make sense? Drop a comment down below if you have any questions. But that's the concept of the internship. Now, what is it going to take? That is where it gets a little tough. You see, one of the greatest frictions that we have here on the platform is that the same technology that lets YouTube work is the same technology that sets people's expectations up to be greatly frustrated. Again, I deliberately mention what kind of commitment and time and training old apprenticeships would go through as a comparison, because a lot of individuals are what I kind of think have a microwave mentality. They want to pull out the pizza rolls from their freezer. They want to throw the pizza rolls into the microwave, hit 60 seconds, complain because there's nothing faster than a microwave, eat their pizza rolls, and be on their way. And they want to treat YouTube the same way. They want to hit record on their phone, upload the video, maybe edit if they absolutely have to, and then they expect YouTube to do all the heavy lifting of providing viewers, and basically within their first half dozen videos, they want to go viral. It's not going to happen. There are two inescapable facts about YouTube that I feel I would be doing a disservice if I didn't make very clear to you at the beginning. Number one, everyone's focused on monetization, all right? That 4,000 hours and 1,000 subs. Just pure statistical fact. The average channel that has actually achieved monetization has been working on the platform for almost 2 years. Specifically, Google says it's about 22 months. Okay? The average YouTuber starting up their channel, they usually quit in under a year. So what we have is not a problem of YouTube not doing what that people perceive as YouTube's job. YouTube's not shutting people down. YouTube's not blocking them from uploading. People are quitting. All right? YouTube is a great example, I truly feel, of it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. So here's the big question that really, I truly believe, really determines what your success on YouTube will be. Can you commit? And I am not playing here. Can you commit to 1 year? A full 12 months on YouTube in which you are going to do the grind, in which you are going to work YouTube regardless of 0 views on your videos to begin with. regardless of either no comments or negative comments on your videos. Regardless of technical errors, regardless of schedules, regardless of every curveball that can happen. Because you can build a channel. You can do this, but you have to commit to doing it for the long haul. 1 year. Second thing, building a YouTube channel is not something anyone is born with. No one knows what they need to know even second thing, which I believe is probably best expressed from one of Socrates' expression, which is the only true knowledge is a knowing that you know nothing. And everyone who comes to the platform for the first time, really and truly, we know nothing. And I only know what I know from, learning at the feet of great ones, all right? If you check the channel links, I've actually connected up who I think is basically the Avengers of YouTube, of the great minds. The purpose for this channel, none of those great minds really kind of focus on gamers. So that is a gap that I'm trying to fill. But I do feel that my approach with the NewTuber Internship is an approach that is easy to follow and to help people like you and me get up those first few rungs. As we go through this process, I'm going to go through video by video, step by step, to try and teach you what you need to know in order to become a successful channel. But I can't teach you anything unless you show up, unless you actually click on the videos and pay attention to them. All right? If you can make that commitment, if you are tired of putting off what could be done now, if you're tired of waiting for things to change and you're really willing to do the work now, go ahead and click subscribe to the channel. You'll start your internship. Go ahead and choose the next class you want to take, and I'll see you on the other side. I'm Commander Tom. If you're truly serious about wanting to start an internship, about studying, learning how to do YouTube, and you are willing to commit to that study and to that effort, go ahead and click subscribe and start your internship now. After that, go ahead and click on your next class. I'm Commander Tom. I'll see you on the other side. Thanks.